Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum students. So today we are going to give a small review of chapter number 11, effects of heat energy. So everyone please open chapter number 11, effects of heat energy. Chapter number 11, effects of heat energy, and start marking it some important points. Page number 105. This is page number 105. Page 105. Okay. What is it? This one, the 300-meter high Eiffel Tower. Okay, the height of Eiffel Tower is 300 meter, and it is located in Paris, and it is made up of steel. Okay, first mark it out, this one. Okay, now move on to next page. Okay, next topic is thermal expansion and contraction. Okay, topic is thermal expansion and contraction. Therm, basically the term that is using here is this one, which is therm. Therm means heat. Okay, therm means heat. Okay, thermal expansion, expansion means किसी चीज को फैलाना, and contraction. Okay, so expansion and contraction by the with the help of heat or due to heat. So we are going to learn what does it mean that the thermal expansion and contraction. Look at here the important points. So solid, liquids and gases generally increase in size or expand in all direction when heated. What happened? Just suppose this is a solid molecule. Okay, just suppose this is a solid molecule. When you will provide heat, okay, when you will provide heat to them, so what it will happen, the size of this molecule increases. Okay, size of this molecule will be increases because what happened, why is that so? Because they will push each other. Okay, they will push each other. Just a minute. Mohammed Talha 7B. Okay, now what will happen when you will provide heat to the atoms, or you can say to the molecules. Okay, when you will provide heat to them, what it will happen, they will gain energy. After when they will gain energy, they will start vibrating. Okay, as a result of vibration, they will push the molecules that are present next to them. As a result, the distance, or you can say, yes, they move faster. They are not moving here, they just are vibrating here. Okay, they are not moving. Okay, they just are vibrating. As a result of vibration, they pushed force to the other molecule, and as a result, the gaps between them will increase. So overall, what you will say, that it will expand it. Okay, why? Because the gaps between them increases. As a result, the material will expand. Okay, I'm repeating again, expansion doesn't mean that the size of this molecule increases. Okay, expansion doesn't mean that the size of the molecule will be increases. Its size will remain same. Okay, size will remain same, but the gaps between them will be increases. As a result, overall their size will be increases. So this is called thermal expansion. Okay, what it will call, it will call thermal and expansion. Okay, but what is called thermal contraction, when you will lower the temperature. When you will lower the temperature, lower the temperature means you will lower the heat. Okay, when you will lower it, or simply when you will cool down, so what will happen, it will releases, or you can say it will loses, simply you will say it will loses their energy. Who loses their energy? These molecules. Okay, they will lose their energy. As a result, their vibration will become lesser and lesser, and at one point there will be no more vibration. When there will be no more vibration, there will be no more movement. So what it will happen, they will come closer to each other, means they will fill the gaps that are present between them. Okay, so this is called thermal contraction. When they will come closer, so the size will be, their overall size will be decreases. Okay, so what it will be happen, this is called thermal contraction, and this is thermal expansion. In thermal expansion, what will happen, size will be increases of the molecule. Okay, but that doesn't mean their molecule size, mean that doesn't mean the size of this one increases. Overall size will be increases, and in contraction, size will be decreases. Okay, Now, the most important thing is this one, this point: different substances expand or contract by different amounts for the same temperature change. What does it mean by? What does it mean by? Just suppose if you are increasing the temperature up to 80 degrees centigrade. Okay, if you are going to increase the temperature up to 80 degrees centigrade, and you have solid, liquid, and gas molecules. So what will happen? Gases will in the size of the gases, or you can say the expansion in the gases, will be higher, or you can say highest. Here will be higher and here will be high. Okay, सबसे ज़्यादा आपके पास expansion will occur in gases, then liquid, and then solid. So what you will say, generally gases expand the most when heated, followed by liquids and then solids. Okay, upon same rise of temperature, gases will be increases, or gases expand the most. Okay, gases expand the most, followed by liquid and then solid. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Please tell me, is it clear? Okay, now move on. The thing that I have explained it is written here in very detail. Now look at here. When a substance is heated, when you will provide a heat to a substance, so what will happen? The heat energy it absorbs will cause its molecules to vibrate more and faster. Okay, when you will provide heat to the molecule, so what will happen? They will gain energy and they will vibrate more and with faster speed. So what will happen? The molecules do not get any bigger, but their bigger and faster vibration push them further away from one another. I am repeating again, that doesn't mean their sizes will be start increasing. Okay, just what happened, the gaps between them will be increases. So this was called for expansion. Okay, although the increase in amount of space between two molecules is space, although this is the little much, okay, that it is invisible, the space between them is invisible, but overall you can see a slightly increase in their sizes. Okay, similarly, when a substance is cooled, its molecules slow down their motion and gets closer. This is result in the contraction of a substance as it cools. What happened when a substance will be cooled? Its molecules slow down. Why it slow down? Because it will lose the energy. Okay, and after losing the energy, they will come closer to each other, and this is called this result in the contraction of substance. Okay, right? Is it clear? Okay, move on to the next page, this one. Metal bar and gauge experiment. Metal bar and gauge experiment, and metal ball and ring experiment. Okay, metal ball and gauge experiment, metal ball and ring experiment. What does it represent? Can anyone tell me? What does it represent? What is it represent? Can anyone please tell me? I'm waiting for your reply, students. I'm waiting for your reply. Hurry up. What type of expansion? Now look at here. Basically, what is the topic here? Thermal expansion and contraction of solids. Okay, now one by one we are going to see how thermal expansion and contraction in solids will occur. Okay, basically as you can see here, it is written that the thermal expansion and contraction in solids are difficult to see because the change in size is usually very small. Okay, thermal expansion, if you want to see expansion and contraction in solid, it is difficult to see. Why it is difficult to see? Because the change in size is very small. So for this we have some important instruments, or you can say apparatus, that from by the help of which we can see thermal expansion and contraction in solids. So this is metal bar and gauge experiment, and this is metal air ball and ring experiment. Okay, how can we ask it? We can ask it in different ways. Simply we can ask this question that are written here, or we can ask that this experiment represents what? Does it represent thermal expansion and contraction in solids, or thermal expansion and contraction in liquid? Means we can ask that which experiment is representing which expansion. So it is representing thermal expansion and contraction in solids. Okay, if you talk about room temperature, so what will happen at room temperature? This metal bar will easily fixed into this gauge, okay, at room temperature. But when you will increases the temperature, okay, when you will heat it, this metal bar, I'm talking about this metal bar, not the gauge. Shh. Okay, when you will increase the temperature, means when you will heat it, okay, आप क्या कीजिए, इसको heat provide कीजिए. When you will provide the heat, their molecules will gain energy, okay, and they will start vibrating and push each other. When you will simply see it see it with the help of your naked eye, so you cannot see a change. But when you are going to fix it into this gauge, when you are going to fix it into this gauge, so you can see that this metal bar will not be fixed into the gauge easily. Okay, ये easily इसके अंदर fixed नहीं होगा, it will be, ये इसका size small हो जाएगा. So it does, what does it mean? It means the size of this metal bar has been increased upon the rise of temperature. Similarly, when the temperature will be cooled down, means if you will keep it in fridge, आप इसको रेफ्रिजरेटर में रख दीजिए for 24 hours, for 32 hours, it's up to you. And when you will try to fix it, so you will see that it will be easily fixed. It fixed तो होगा ही नहीं, बस इसके अंदर आ जाएगा. Okay, fixed नहीं होगा. Fix कब होगा? Upon room temperature. It will simply fix it in room temperature. But when you will increase the temperature, so it will not fix it. And when you will decrease the temperature, so it will become loose. Okay, ये loose हो जाएगा इसमें. Right, same will happen with this one metal ball and ring experiment. If we talk about room temperature, it will simply slips through the metal ring easily at room temperature. Metal ball है, ये simply slip हो जाएगा. But when you will increase, when you will heat this metal ball, अगर आप इसको heat provide करें, so what will happen? When you will provide the heat, okay, when you will provide the heat, so what will happen? Simply their molecules will gain energy there and they start vibrating, okay. And when you will try to pass it through the metal ring, so what will happen? It will not easily go through this metal ring, easily pass nahi hoga, because size will be increases, it would not pass, okay. But when you will decrease the temperature, when you will cool it, when you will cool down, so what will happen? It will slip easily pass through this metal ring, okay. Right, is it clear? Now move on to the next one. We can ask here, what is this one? Is this a bimetallic strip or is this something? Okay, this is a bimetallic strip. It is a bi. Bi means what? Bi means what? Anyone else? Except Sheroz. Bi means what? Hmm? Kindly reply, beta. If you are not replying, then I'm not going to continue this class. Simply reply my question. Hurry up. Only Shahroz is replying. Where are other students? Okay, now that's good. Bi means two. So bimetallic, two metal strip. Bimetallic means two metal strips. So what are those two metals? Number one is this one, which is brass, and the next one is the iron. Okay, so we can ask what happened when you will cool down the temperature of a bimetallic strip, or what happened when you will increase the temperature of the bimetallic strip. So you have to pick the right answer. If you will cool the temperature, so the strip bends upwards. Okay, strip bends upward when cooled. ये अपवर्ड कहाँ से, ये यहाँ से अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में मूव कर रहा है, right? So strip bends upward when cooled. Similarly, what will happen when you will increase the temperature or when you will heat this bimetallic strip? The strip bends downwards when heated. So we can ask you in question answer session, what will happen when you will cool down the bimetallic strip, or what will happen when you will expand the bimetallic strip? Okay, is it clear? Yes, beta. What you want to ask? Yes, beta. What you want to ask? Nuseba, beta, what you want to ask? Hmm? Yes, Nuseba. You are just saying miss, miss, miss. Yes, metal balls show thermal expansion and contraction in solids. Okay, Nuseba, metal balls show thermal expansion and contraction in solids. Okay, it shows, I'm talking about this one, metal ball. Okay, it shows thermal expansion and contraction in solids. As you can see, they come under the heading of this one. Here is the heading, thermal expansion and contraction of solid. Okay, so all this thing, this one, and bimetallic strip, this one, they all represent thermal expansion and contraction in solids, right? Clear? Okay. Okay, next important things are this one. Some important reasons that we are going to discuss here. These are important reasons and they could be asked in your final term exams. Okay, these are important one. Okay, now look at here what you have. Concrete road surfaces or pathways. Now what happened, as you can see, these are the concrete road. Okay, and as you can see, this is the expansion gap here. So why we provide this one, why we need to provide expansion gaps here? Everyone please write it down in the chat box. I'm going to check your answer. Everyone please write it down in the chat box, or simply I'm going to unmute you. But I was just want to check what you are writing. I just want to check what you are writing. So write it down, why we put expansion gaps in concrete road surfaces or pathways. So please give a proper reason. Okay, type करके proper reason बताइए मुझे. Okay, why you provide expansion gaps? Hmm. Yes, so that they will expand. Okay, if you will not provide, so what will happen in hot weather, it will buckle up, ये टूट जाएगा, और जब इसके ऊपर से ट्रेन मूव करेगी, so obviously there will be an accident, it will be result in an accident. So what we will do, we will provide expansion gaps so that when the weather is hot, so they get enough space to expand. As you know, all molecules expand upon the rise of temperature, right? Clear? Is it clear? Now explain this one. This one. This one. Overhead cables sag in hot weather. Now explain this statement. Overhead cables sag in hot weather. Sagging हो जाती है, इस तरह से ये लटक जाते हैं. Why is that so? Why is that so? Hmm? Sagging means लटक जाना, लूज हो जाना. Okay, very good everyone. You are giving the right answer. Very good. Okay, very good. Yes, right. Right answer. Okay, now this one. Now look at here. This one on page number 112. Page number 112. Video. Yes, it is. Can you see my video, students? Is it visible? Okay, now look at here. If boiling water is poured into a thick glass, okay, we are talking about the thick glass, it is likely to crack due to uneven expansion of the glass. Why is that so? Just suppose if you have a glass, thick glass, okay, we are talking about thick glass. Basically, this thick glass is made up of different materials. They are made up of different materials. Just suppose these are different materials upon by the help of which you have made this glass. Okay, this is the thick glass which is made up of different material. So what will happen when you are pour a boiling water into it, so it will likely to crack. Why it will likely to crack? Due to uneven expansion of the glass. Uneven expansion means, obviously, as you know, that upon same rise of temperature, I'm repeating again this statement, upon same rise in temperature. Same rise in temperature means, what does it mean? Just suppose temperature is 45 degree, but what will happen? Some will expand more and some will expand less. Okay, all these are solid, but maybe it will expand more, it will expand less, and it will expand a little bit. Okay, so because of this uneven expansion, it will be cracked. Okay, because of this uneven expansion, this type of glasses will be cracked. So to overcome this problem, most of the glassware found in the laboratory are made up of pyrex glass. Okay, जितने भी laboratory equipments हैं, they are made up of pyrex glass. Unlike ordinary glasses, pyrex glass do not usually crack when liquids are poured into them, because they expand very little when heated. Okay, they expand very little when heated. So actually what will happen? What will happen to overcome this problem? We will use pyrex glass in laboratory apparatus. Okay, now the next topic is pendulum clock. Yes, if they are heated, so will expand the most. Okay, okay, next is this one. Do you know box? Which is the name of the gas that bubbles in the dough to make the dough rise? This dough. Okay, to make the dough rise, which gas you will use? Hmm? Anyone know the answer of this one? Hydrogen. Really? Hmm? Very good. Yes, the correct answer is carbon dioxide. Answer is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the gas that makes the bubble in the dough to make it rise. Okay, as you know, carbon dioxide is a gas. Okay, carbon dioxide is a gas, right? So upon a little rise in temperature, so it will expand it. So as a result of the expansion, it will rises the dough. Okay, it will rises the dough, right? Is it clear? Right? Clear? Okay. This one, mark this one on page number 116. Page number 116, everyone. The ice and steam points. Okay, this is very important. The Celsius scale, named after the Swedish astronomer Anders Celsius, is the temperature scale most commonly used in the laboratory thermometers. Okay, Celsius scale, or you can say degree Celsius scale, named after the Swedish astronomer Anders Celsius, is the temperature scale most commonly used in the laboratory thermometer. It has two fixed points called the ice point and the steam point. Okay, the lower fixed point or the ice point on the Celsius scale is the melting point of pure ice at standard pressure. It is assigned the value of 0 degrees centigrade. It is assigned the value of 0 degrees centigrade. Right? And then this one. Okay. Next is the upper fixed point or the steam point on the Celsius scale is the temperature of steam from water boiling and standard pressure. It is assigned the value of 100 degree. Now look at here. I'm going to explain it. This is basically a temperature scale, just like this. This is basically a temperature scale. It has two fixed point, the lower fixed point and the upper fixed point. Okay, this lower fixed point assign the value of 0 degree centigrade, and at this temperature your water will become pure ice. Okay, it will become pure ice. And the upper fixed point is 100 degrees centigrade, at which water starts boiling. Okay, so you should know at which temperature water will boil and at which temperature water will become a pure ice. Okay, so this is called as the steam point. This is called as the steam point. Why is steam point? Because after boiling, water will be converted into steam. So that's why it is called as steam point, and this is called as ice point. Why ice point? Because after this your water will become ice. So this is the ice point and this is the steam point, right? Clear? Okay, students, so this is the end of the lecture. If you want to ask anything, if you have any question, please ask right now. I'm going to take the attendance, so just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Okay. Yes, I have taken your attendance. Okay, student, do you want